Thank you to your team
Asante.
for the support to the commission.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That's the end of our press conference. We'll allow the team to continue their meeting as we take our leave. Thank you very much.
For the executive to find a way to put in place or to commission an inquest or an inquiry for people who are yet to be found today, so that there's a report that comes from the relevant government agencies, so that there's closure also for people who lost their relatives, have not found them. This is a way also of ensuring closure for them to know that probably their people died and they cannot be traced, but also that the government is acknowledging accountability for those losses. So we are not just doing compensation. It is a holistic process that will also make recommendations on those who should go through the justice process because of lack of evidence, lack of witnesses, and they do not meet the threshold for the courts to compensate. That ideally is what reparations is all about. But you'll notice that there are some cases that are already in court. People have gone to court and the courts have awarded. For example, I think the issue of the sexual violence, there are some cases that the courts have already made awards for those ones. So ideally, when a matter is already in court, then it is outside the mandate of the commission, because there's a competent body, the judiciary, that has made a decision, so it has gone through that process, and as a commission, we cannot come in for cases that have been determined by the court. We will not interfere with that. But part of our recommendations is to recommend for prosecution for cases that ideally you can identify a perpetrator and we can identify who violated human rights. So you'll note that Article 37 of the Constitution provides for the right to assemble. But it's one of the articles of the Constitution that has not been operationalized through an act of parliament. It is just in the Constitution. And remember, sometimes the Constitution cannot self-implement. You need legislation to implement specific articles of the Constitution. There's been various attempts to have a law that deals with demonstrations. And you've seen there's been hue and cry on some of the provisions of those specific laws. And I think the last two have been withdrawn. We've had proposals to amend the Public Order Management Act to include issues of demonstrations. Again, the public have raised issues with those specific laws. So what the Commission is doing, and we've started conversations. We've had meetings with the Law Society of Kenya, with the police, with IPOA, with civil society organizations, with Parliament. And we have agreed on the parameters that we need to work on to ensure that we operationalize Article 37 of the Constitution.